Hello my fellow riders and welcome back to Riding Reviews. Today we're going to be taking a test ride on the Lexmoto Apollo 125cc Euro 5 scooter. Now as you can see, this is a Lexmoto Apollo 125cc Euro 5 scooter. This one obviously is in blue, the other colour is red. Now this bike will get you up to 66 miles per hour. I think that's a little bit underestimated on this one. I believe it will do 70 plus. We have had other ones in, like the Nico Alex 1, which is pretty much the same bike as this, just a couple of different aesthetic features, and that one would do 70 miles an hour pretty much fairly easily. Now this bike is really designed to be used for longer distance trips, and it is designed to take two people, and two people comfortably. That big old seat is going to help you out massively when two people are sitting on it. You can also get two seats underneath the seat, and again with two people on it you should be looking more around 55 miles an hour, not 60. Power output on this is 8.7 horsepower, which is in keeping with about the middle of the range of the Chinese scooters, Chinese motorcycles. Generally Chinese motorcycles have less output power than Chinese scooters have less output power than Chinese motorcycles. It's just the way they are, and they lose quite a lot in the variator. But in theory on a scooter you should lose less momentum on hills and stuff, because in theory the way that the variator works, it means you're going to get thousands of gears instead of only 5 or 6. Now this one is, as I said, a 125. It will do 66 miles per hour. That's what Lexmoto are saying, and it has a 13 litre tank. All of these scooters and motorbikes and stuff, 125cc, they're all massively efficient, and this one will do over 100 miles to the gallon. So for this bike in particular, you should be looking about 160 miles per tank. That's one thing that usually happens with a 125cc scooter, is they put in a really small tank, which is about 7 or 8 litres, and then you have problems having to fill up the bike every 100 miles or so. Tyre sizes on this, you've got a front 14-inch one and a rear 13. They're both tubeless. It does have hydraulic brakes front and back, and they will be on combined. What this means is when you pull your front brake, when you pull your back brake, 25% of the pressure goes to the front, and this is supposed to make it so people use their front and back brake. Do they? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Quite often when we have people bringing services to cheap bikes for us, you'll see that they've never actually used their back brake before. So it's there to help, but whether it gets actually used is a different kettle of fish. This bike has quite a low seat height of 780mm, but it is a big old bike at 1516mm full length. So most scooters nowadays are quite a lot smaller than this, and they are designed like for doing pizza deliveries and commuting small distances to and from work, college, whatever. This one, we have had people try and do pizza deliveries on these, and what you find is it tends to damage the belt a little bit, just because of the weight of the vehicle and stop starting, you'll find that the belt lasts a lot less than it would on a smaller CC scooter that doesn't have to pull the max amount of weight. You think the scooter itself is 146 kilo with oil and all of that sort of stuff. Then you've got, say, someone like me who is 98 kilos, so that brings it up to about 250 kilos, and then you've got whatever luggage you've got, 10-20 kilos as well. So the max pulling weight on this bike is 296 kilograms, and you think that the amount of pressure on that belt, stop start, it's not going to last a massive amount of time. On all of these bikes, the belts are supposed to last somewhere in the region of 3,000 to 5,000 miles. The belt service on these is, I think it's 4,500 miles, so they try to get in there just before. Now, my last video on the Nico Alex 1 stated that that was the best scooter of last year, and again, this one, as I say, is pretty much the same bike with different casing on it, and that's something that quite often happens with Chinese motorcycles. So it is Euro 5 spec. It should run perfectly fine on E10 and E5 fuel. If you can get it, stick E5 in it because it's more efficient, you get more miles and you get more power out of it. But if you don't have the ability to get the E5, go for the E10, it'll be absolutely fine. It does come with LED indicators, a fuel gauge obviously, and a massive amount of under-seat storage. The bike comes in blue or red, and the price on this one is £2,499 and 99 pence plus whatever the company you buy it from's OTR is. Cheap Bikes for Us, it is now increased slightly to 138, I think it was, just because of prices of fuel and all of that, and number plates, L plates, all of that stuff has gone up. So other people may still be charging 100. I know some people charge 200. So yeah, this is a good bike for a learner rider. It is very forgiving. It is a rather heavy scooter, but most of that weight is at the bottom, so you find it's not actually that hard to maneuver, and it does maneuver well. The clocks, they do have a rev counter, which is analog. They do have the speedometer, which is also analog, and then on the other side they have a digital display which will tell you your miles, what time it is, how much fuel you've got left, and battery voltage and stuff like that. So there's not really a lot more to say about this, and yeah, I am blabbering on a little bit in regards to this. I have got a little bit of a cold, so I'm sorry if that's come through. I can feel it on the back of my throat at a minute, but the show must go on and all that. Cold is coming in now, so it's very, very cold to Cheap Bikes for Us. So as soon as the weather changes, we start to get colds and flu. And if you remember, I had COVID as well, and I don't think I'm 100% back to my full self yet. I'm most of the way there, but it just makes me a little bit more susceptible to other things. And also, I've got 2 kids, and they have to go to school, and they get ill. You know how it is. So thank you for watching my video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope I've given you enough information for you to make a good choice on whether you want to buy this bike or not. Perks for this: LED lights. It's good at long range commuting or long range travel or whatever. Not so good for Deliveroo and things like that. Maybe you should consider getting something smaller. I have over 300 videos on my channel now with loads of different motorbike related content, so if you need any help or any advice or anything like that, you're probably going to find something in my channel. Remember, if you want to support my channel going forwards, hit the join button at the bottom. You will have to pay a little bit of a fee, but it will help me out in the future creating these videos. Remember, this YouTube channel isn't actually owned by a motorbike shop. It is owned by myself, and they do not have any control over what I actually put out. So if you've liked this video, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't, comment below. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell to stay updated to all of my latest content. But as always, ride safe.